on Tuesday, the Forza Horizon 5 Update 17 dropped, and it included some pretty cool stuff. I made an entire video on it already. However, also included in that update was some sneaky things that found their way into the FH5 game files, and one of those things was a leaked Forza Horizon 5 drag racing update that includes new cars, new drag strips, drag racing lights, and more, and today we're gonna talk about it. However, it's obviously worth remembering nothing in this video is confirmed just yet. Everything that I'm gonna be talking about was found in the FH5 game files, so it seems like it's something the developers are working on, but until the developers officially announce it, nothing in this video is confirmed, so take it all with a grain of salt. For example, you might remember back in October, the Eliminator Duos update was also found in the FH5 game files, and we actually thought it would be launching in December, as an homage to the Eliminator, which launched in December a couple of years ago. But December came and went, and we are left without an Eliminator Duos update. So, although these things, yes, are being worked on, it doesn't mean they're actually coming to the game anytime soon. So, like I said, take it all with a grain of salt and wait for the developers. And I think it goes without saying, but if this update is actually real, I will obviously be making some videos after the developers officially confirm it. So if that's something you want to see, cross your fingers and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those videos in the future. Anyways, all credit for this video goes out to TGR55, which is actually the same guy who found that Eliminators Duo update back in October. He found this one for the drag racing update as well. Anyways, so without further ado, let's jump into the Forza Horizon 5 drag racing update. Obviously, spoilers ahead. So the way the story goes is you and Alejandra team up to work on Papa Fernando. Yes, he's back. His 1968 Dodge Dart SS. We'll talk about that car a little bit more in a second, but for those of you who don't know, it was the fastest drag car in Forza Horizon 3. Anyways, the way the story goes is you work your way through the eras, starting with the 1930s, where a Napier Railton will go head-to-head with an Auto Union Type D in a drag racing head-to-head, and then you work your way through all the eras until you get to the modern day. Now, the way these drag races work isn't like the way they are currently. New in this drag racing update will be drag racing lights, where you've got to do like a little burnout before you start the race. Position your car on the starting line and stage it with actual drag racing lights. You've got to hold it there for 3 seconds, wait for the lights to go green, and away you go. It sounds awesome. We've never really had drag racing lights in a Forza Horizon game before. The closest thing we've ever got is the drag racing lights at the festival in Forza Horizon 4, and those were cool, but they were kind of just on a rotation, so you would have to like turn up in the open world. It was kind of janky, you could kind of cheat and everything like that. The way these work sounds really, really cool, and almost reminds me of the drag racing update we got for Forza Motorsport 7, where you could see things like your reaction time, your 0 to 100 time, and things like that. All of that would be super cool to have in Forza Horizon. If you do actually need to do like a little burnout before you start your drag race, so you warm up your tires, and then you do actually need to stage your car and line your wheels up with the line, that would be so, so cool. We'll have to see, but based off what is included in the game files, drag racing lights are coming, positioning your car is coming. That's super cool. Anyways, obviously the drag racing lights aren't the only thing that were found in the game files. There are a handful of new cars, some a little bit cooler than others, but obviously, again, the way cars and licensing works, just because they're found in the game files doesn't mean they're coming to the full game. Number one is this thing, the Rimac Nevera, which is essentially the exact same car as the Rimac Concept 2, which we've already got in the game. It's basically no longer a concept car, and Rimac is actually making these things now, so it's got an official name, and hopefully this one won't go off the side of a hill. Yeah. You know it's a good sign when the most boring car on the list is a Rimac Nevera. The next car is this, the brand new Lamborghini Huracan STO. It is essentially the latest and greatest Huracan that Lamborghini's put out, designed for road use. Personally, I love the look of this thing. it should be a fun little car to mess around with. And yes, it only goes up from there because the next car is this, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's this one? We don't actually know because in the game files, it lists a Camaro Pro Stock car, but doesn't actually give the year. So we don't actually know which one of these is gonna be coming to the game, if any of them end up coming. These Camaro Pro Stock drag racing cars, though, are absolutely insane. If these things do actually get added into the game, they will be, without a doubt, the fastest drag car we have ever got. In real life, these things can do a quarter mile in like 5 to 6 seconds, which is just insane. Not gonna lie, I seriously love what Forza and Camaro are doing together. We've already got the Copo Camaro, which is an awesome car. I've been using it for a bunch of this video, but the Camaro Pro Stock drag car just takes it up a whole nother level. If this thing actually gets added into the game, I will love it. This is an awesome car. Anyways, the fourth and final car that was spotted in the game files, yes, is that 1968 Dodge Dart, which you might be saying, Nick, we've already got that in the game. And yes, we do. But this one actually has a name associated with it. Kind of like Papa Fernando's Vocho, the Beetle, with the big drag racing bars, those massive fat tires on the thing. I think this Dodge Dart SS might be getting some Papa Fernando treatment. All we've got right now is the name, which is El Gigante. I believe that's how you pronounce it. 1968 Dodge Dart SS. It's possible this thing might have the same Papa Fernando treatment. I would love it to. Again, though, that is not all, because with the drag racing update, we obviously need some more drag racing strips. And there are actually 4 new ones that were spotted in the game files. Number 1, on the dam south of the festival, right over here on this straight bit of road, this is apparently going to be a new drag racing location. Probably like a quarter of a mile, kind of like a street drag racing location. Could be pretty cool. The next one is this over at the golf course. I don't actually know where this one's gonna be because there isn't really like an arrow straight road over here. And if you try to find an arrow straight road, you've got a massive hill in the middle of it. So anyways, there's gonna be a drag race out at the golf course. Number 3, and you knew it was coming, is this one out on the massive bridge in the jungle. I actually called it at launch before Forza Horizon 5 even came out. I said, I bet you that bridge is gonna be a drag racing location. And it wasn't. Until this drag racing update, potentially. I would imagine all of the props are going to be removed, toss on some like street racing elements, some like crowds of people, and you could get a super cool drag racing location. And fourth and finally, a drag race on the beach. Unfortunately, because all we have is the name and it just says the beach, we don't know what beach, whether it's on like the western side of the map, the eastern side of the map. Don't know how long it's going to be. But I'm super happy regardless. We are finally getting an off-road drag racing location. It's something we've been missing for a while, so I'm super excited to see that. And again, according to the people who actually found all of this stuff in the game files, apparently you're going to be able to use these 4 new drag racing locations as new areas to host event lab races from and build your own tracks from, which sounds awesome. I've always used drag racing tracks to build my mazes. I've just found they've worked really well. So I'm super excited to see that as well. That, however, is everything that was found in the game files for the Forza Horizon 5 drag racing update. But it's actually kind of crazy to think about all of the things that are going on behind the scenes at Playground Games for Forza Horizon 5 that the developers have either told us about or that people have found in the game files. Like, the developers have already told us that they're working on the second expansion. When it comes out, don't really know just yet. They've already told us they're working on that test track and a Donut Media Part 2 story. And now with this, we found both an Eliminator update and a drag racing story update in the game files. Not to mention, there are still a bunch of barn finds scattered around the map that still haven't been used. Let me know what you guys think of a drag racing update for Forza Horizon 5. Are you hyped or are you hyped? I live my life a quarter mile at a time. I will see you next time. See you then. Bye.